few JavaScript things before we get into React. Yeah, because I think there's a few things that would be nice to go over. And so I was thinking we could do our format like we've done in the past, where we use JSFiddle, go in breakout rooms, do a challenge that kind of builds off of itself, and go from there. Yeah. So.
Oh, question. So today would not be the makeup day. It would just be the day to just kind of fine tune JavaScript, or is that another day? Is that the same day?
Haven't thought of that. I suppose it could be. Yeah, if you feel strongly that, I would say, if you feel that you have a pretty decent handle on JavaScript functions and loops and stuff like that, and you got a few projects that you're like, man, I need to catch up on this, I wouldn't mind if you use that time for that. Yeah, I'll leave it open to that if anybody wants to.
Got you.
We can play it by ear also, maybe.
Okay.
As we're going along, you feel like, okay, I feel like I got this down and I got stuff to catch up on, you can let us know or something.
Okay, that works for me.
Cool. Hey, Jackie. All right, cool. So.
Hi.
Hey. So this is a preview of the project we would do with React. And you see how these cards here repeat, like it looks like the same thing. In React framework, the way you would do that is using a loop, probably a map loop. And often you'll use like props, like we know you talk about functions and props. So that's why I wanted to like make sure we had that down before we jump into it. So cool. I wanted to start with props. So I would like you guys, so if you haven't already, open up your JSFiddles. How many people we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for now. Get your JSFiddles and I would like for you guys to make a function. So, okay, let's say I want to do const, what would be a good one? Maybe pizza topping. Pizza order, maybe. Okay. Oh, interesting. All right. So I could put a prop, and we should know that a prop means, or I guess a parameter, because parameters are word, but it's similar. You would, inside of here, put like a placeholder where I could say pizza topping 1, let's say, and pizza topping 2. And then you could say console log, sure, something like that. Your pizza has pizza topping 1 and pizza topping 2. So we're taking whatever that is. And so first of all, this is a function. We need to call the function in order for it to actually do anything. That's number 1. Number 2, we know that pizza topping 1 has no value unless we give it a value. We talked about that. So we do pizza order. This is pizza topping 1, and this is pizza topping 2. So if we run that, your pizza has pepperoni and bacon because it went down there like that.
Hey, Alex, my bad. So the plus signs are looked at as a temporal, literal, right? Template literal as well. Is that what it is?
No, this would be called string concatenation. You're
Okay.
taking a string and concatenate. I think it just means to add.
Okay.
You're adding a variable, and then you're adding a string, and then you're adding a variable.
Okay, gotcha. I didn't know you could do that with a parameter. Wasn't aware.
Yeah. Yeah, you could.
Or a variable.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so let's do something similar. So in our breakout rooms, let's do a function where you get a function that has the first and last name. Like it takes parameters, first name, last name, and it console logs. Maybe you guys can come up in your groups what you want it to say. Something on the console log using the first and last name.
Okay.
All right, so set breakout rooms. All right, so we got 5 people, right? Yeah. Okay, and yeah. All right.
Alex,
Yes.
can you hear me?
Yeah.
I'm on my phone. I'm on my phone, okay? Because okay. Yeah. I'm still on my phone. I haven't been able to connect. I lost connection right here, my home internet.
Gotcha. All right.
Thank you.
You got it there, Shading.
Yeah, it was good the first time, but we were doing it in the console log instead of return.
All right, sweet. Cool. So getting warmed up here, getting warmed up. Yeah, so now we're learning some things I saw, little lessons that the parameters here should not have quotes. They're sort of like variables. So like JavaScript needs to look at it like something that will change, like a variable does. So remember, they're placeholders, meaning it needs to be able to get different values at different times. And then here, on line 5, we want this to have quotes because that's like a string we're going to pass to these parameters. And like, it depends what you want it to be. Not always a string, you know? Like, if I want to say, like, number of pizzas, let's say, then I would want to put a number maybe. I would say 3. So then I could say you have plus what? Wait, I'm confused. You have plus number of pizzas. Whoa. You have 3, right? You have number of pizzas. That have that and that. All right, let's see this thing. Run it. You have 3. Oh, I didn't put a space right there. Run it. You have 3 pizzas that have pepperoni and bacon. So it can be any data type. A number, a string, an object, etc. But cool. So these don't have strings. These need to be whatever inside of here, whatever data type you're looking for, a number, a string, or whatever it is. By the way, this could, not to confuse you guys, but this could be a variable. We could say const, order topping, I don't know, equals pepperoni. And then I could say order topping, like that. Because it's a variable, now I'm putting it there. And if I run this, it'll be the same thing. You have 3 pizzas that have pepperoni and bacon. I don't know if I made things worse. I just want to show that, these don't always need to be string is my main point I'm trying to drive home here. It just needs to be the values that you're sending over here. Yeah. Any questions about that exercise we just did? Any clarifications or anything?
I guess my problem is like determining. I want to not parameters, but I just want to like determining what goes after that. Like the first line, like what happens after.
Like in line 2 here?
Yeah, like that would be like the big, I don't know, stopper.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. Yeah, and that totally depends, definitely not one answer. It's just like, what do you want to do with that information? certainly it's not always making a sentence. Like this is like a concatenated sentence, you might say. But yeah, with time, you know. But cool. So I see that some people already did this. So Shailene's group, I see you guys approached this already with a return. So Love, I know you had your internet thing. But so we'll catch you up in the next round, I would say. I think Brandon could send you the code. But so Brandon, I know you had a console log. So instead of a console log, if you can return that, just get rid of the console log and get rid of the parentheses and just put return. I think that would be good.
Question: is there any difference between that, like for future reference?
Yeah, because, and the reason why that's part of the reason why I want to change it, because what I had in mind to do next. Because a console log just simply puts it in the terminal here. But if you want to take this thing and put it on your HTML or your website,
got it.
You have to. It can't just exist only in the console. It needs to go, like, be returned or saved somewhere or something.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. All right, and so from there, Israel and all them, they were doing console log parentheses like that, and then you'll still be able to see it in the console. Okay. Because when you call the function, like what I'm highlighting right here, it returns that. Right. Cool. So now what I want to do is, if we can call the function a few times, maybe one for everyone in your group. Let's do that. Okay. So I could do like, my shortcuts. I could go like this. So, and so this is part of the reason why do we write functions? Usually, it's so you can do a bunch of things, and you only have to define it once, right here, and then I can call it, and I can create the sentence as many times as I need to. So let's just simplify this. Right click. And I'll put that here. Get rid of that. And now I will say chicken, broccoli, and I'll get 5 of those. And I'll get another good one, hamburger. And what goes with hamburger? Peppers, maybe. I'll get one. All right, so I'm console logging each one. So if I run it, I get those 3 sentences. So yeah, make sure you can do that. That should take not as much time, and then we'll circle back. Carlos, are you able to move around in breakout rooms?
From my cell phone, no, I'm not. I already checked, and in the options, every time I go to activities, where it's supposed to find the breakout rooms, it says not available. It said there's
Right.
there's install complements without availability in this device. Check here for more information about compatible. I'm just translating,
Gotcha.
okay, because my cell phone is in Spanish. Más detalles sobre la disponibilidad de complementos. So, for example, I am able to use Figma from my computer, but okay, there you go.
Yeah, I set you up, Drew, too.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right. Very good. Very good. Just about everybody. Uh, there's Israel. Next person. Okay. All right, cool. There's love. Great. All right, so we got that. And by the way, I hope we see a pattern that we console log first and then take it one step further. That's like a good way of doing things. First, we console logged it just to see is this actually working, and then we returned it. And now again, we're console logging saying, hey, if I run this function multiple times, does it show what I want to show? And we confirmed it does by console logging it. And now we can go to the next part. Cool. So now I'm going to get rid of the console log. Okay. So we know what this gives us because we console logged it already. Nice. So now what I want you to do is to put this inside of an array. So you can create an array, pizza array. And for each one of these, we're going to do some code. Anyone remember how do you put something inside of an array?
With push.
Okay, push. So you have to look that up. Something about push and JavaScript and arrays. And we're gonna, with that, you're gonna put it inside the array. This thing, which, what is this? What I'm highlighting? What kind of data type are we getting from this thing I'm highlighting right here? We know from the console.
No.
Function.
A function? It is a function, but what is it returning? What'd you say, Jackie?
Pizza order.
Order?
It's the value of pizza order.
An order? You mean like a pizza order?
Yeah.
Right.
Variables.
But what is data type?
Oh, do you
Variable.
Like our data types can be a number, a string, an object.
String.
It's a string. Because when we console logged it, what did it give us? A string.
Oh, okay.
Right. And what is it? Maybe I wasn't asking it the right way or something. But, and what is it returning? This function. It's basically a string, and you're just adding variables to it. And what are the variables? They're strings. So anyway. So yeah, you're gonna put these. So this is a string, really. And like I told you guys before, the mental mapping is the term I'm coining here. Your brain has to go, okay, this is a string. We see a function name and parentheses and commas and all these things, but you have to remember, okay, that's a string, right? But yeah, let's try that out using push. Put all of them inside of an array. Let's get back to our breakout rooms. Let's go. All right. People are still filling in. Okay, sweet. All right, nice. So I think we can take our break soon. Just wanted to debrief on this last part. So great. So like, let me undo this here. All right. Wait, am I missing? Yeah. All right, we're all here. Cool. So I think one important lesson from popping into the different breakout rooms from that is, so, you know, we're working out this function and we all landed on the way to make 3 different sentences like that is this console log right here, right? So once it's like the order things should go is like try out idea, like you know, write code that you think will work. This will be in steps. 1, write some code that you think will work. 2, test that code with console log, right? And then 3, write more code. Take what's inside of console log and use it. Yeah. That's very vague, but I think it kind of fits a lot of cases. So we did the code that we think will work. We're testing it with console log. Remember, console log, like Brendan asked, what's the difference between console log or return? I think you asked. Console log is purely a tool for you to like check your work, basically. So now that once you get here, okay, I'm getting the thing I wanted, then you have to see, okay, what code did that? This right here. I wish it was a different color when I was highlighting. But whatever's inside of that console log is the magic that you need to do what you need to do. And sometimes variables can simplify that for you. So I sometimes go do like this. I do Control X, right? It's in my clipboard now. And I can say, you know, const order1 equals, and I'll paste it. Because I already tested it in the console log. I have proof that it works. So now I can save it in a variable. And now I can do the same thing. I can get this out of the console log, Control X, or Command X if you're on a Mac. I can say const order2 equals, and I paste what I copied. And then let's see. Gate that one out. Oh, I think I copied the parentheses by accident. Okay. And I can say const order3 equals that. Okay. So these are all things I already tested. I know what they give me. It's in the console log. Cool. And now I'm going to use it. So I can create my array now. Const pizza array. Oh, I miswrote this. Order 3. And I can say pizza. So now we learned about pizza. We learned about pizza. We learned about push, right? Push, you put the name of the array, a dot, and parentheses. Whatever you put inside of the parentheses is what you'll be putting inside the array. So in this case, I want this because I know what that gave me. So order 1, put it there. And I guess you can do like this. You can put commas, I guess. I'm not used to doing that. I think that does work though. Let's see. Okay, that does work, it seems. Cool. But just to keep it with like what we did before, we did that and order 3 like that. So that's kind of the what do you call it? Like the flow or the console log. The console log should be to prove something works. But then that should always lead to the next step. After you console log is okay, now I know the code I need. How am I going to use that, Yeah, that was good. That was good, guys. Perfect. So any questions about that? Comments, clarifications? All right, cool. Perfect. So we'll be using a loop next and putting some stuff in the HTML, which I hope will prepare us for our React next class. But yeah, let's take our break. We'll come back 7:50.
Okay.
All right.
All right, guys.
Good work, people. See y'all soon.
Okay.
All right, everyone, we can start heading back.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Very good, very good. Trying to see here. All right, great. So let's continue, guys. I'm just trying to think of different things we would do with React to think about what's the next step for us here. All right, cool. So currently we pushed different concatenated sentences to the array. Awesome. Perfect. So now what I would like to do is the following. Let's see here. So we really haven't worked with objects much, I don't believe. So here's what I'm thinking of doing, y'all. I'll create an object. So an object is well, maybe we'll get to that. Let's start with a map. So what I want to do is use a map loop, okay? So we've talked about like a for each loop, right? You take an array, which in this case would be pizza array, and then dot for each, and you put parentheses. Cool. Now inside of this, we need to put an arrow function, okay? So I could hit enter 2 times, go in the middle, hit tab, organize myself real quick, and put my parentheses in my arrow and a curlies. Okay, so I just inserted this arrow function. All right, word. So now I need to put something inside of this parentheses that will represent each item. So here I can say, I'll call it maybe order, perhaps. And I could console log it or something. Order. And I could put the order variable. Now it picks it up there. Run that. Okay, and I get my orders. Okay, cool. So now we're gonna do something almost similar, and it says use all the time in React. So that's why I want to make sure we get used to it a little bit. So what I want us to do is, so a map loop, you put your array.map. What that's going to do is that's going to give you a new array, okay? A different one, and you can like alter it a little bit. So instead of array, I would put the array I created called pizza array. And I can save this in a variable, by the way, because like I said, it gives me a new one. So I'll say like new order or something. Okay. I'm preparing because I know it's going to give me a new array. So I want to save it in a variable. All right. So I'm going to say map, right? And then I can hit enter 2 times, go up and tab. And then I'm going to put my parentheses, arrow, and curlies. Okay. I want you guys to get really used to doing that. I'm going to do that one more time. You do the name of the array, dot map, you go inside, you hit enter twice or so, go up, hit tab, maybe twice, do parentheses, arrow, curlies, hit enter. And now you should see that there's an arrow function inside of the map, right? Similar to the for each, that's why I brought it up. Now we need to put a name in here that represents the thing we're going over. We can name it whatever we want. I'm gonna call it order because these are like pizza orders, kind of. Order. And now, so this is gonna give me a new array, and each item inside of that array will be altered depending on what I do inside of this arrow function. Okay, let me simplify this a little here. Let me see. So can I have, and I'm gonna say pizza topping 1, pizza topping, I'm just gonna keep it like that. I'm gonna simplify this. I'm gonna say, can I have pizza with that? And I'm just gonna get rid of these real quick. Get rid of that. Just so it's easier to visualize. Okay. So can I have pizza with pepperoni, chicken, etc. Cool. All right. So now each order. So remember, I'm taking this sentence I created, and it's going inside of this pizza array. So we have to remember, right now we have, inside of this array, we have this. Can I have pizza with pepperoni? And then it'll be a comma because it's a new item. And we're going to have the next sentence. What's going to be my next sentence? Can I have a pizza with what? According to this thing here.
With chicken.
With chicken. Right. Chicken, etc. So we just have to like mentally remember that. Okay, that's what's inside of here. So what is order going to be equal to over here? We're looping through that array that we just talked about what it is. Here's one item right here. And then a comma, we have another item, right? And then there'll be the last one with the hamburger. So what is order going to be equal to?
It's like the value, or
Yeah, the value of what? Like specifically, what is it?
Pizza.
It's based off of this
Pizza
array.
array. Oh.
It's
Oh,
the
pizza
item
array.
inside of pizza array. You're circling right there. We're right there. What's one last guess? What is it equal
The
to?
variable. Order 1, order 2.
Yeah, but something. Yeah, but what's inside of order 1?
Pepperoni.
The pepperoni pizza.
specifically, it's this. This is what it is. That sentence. You should think of it like this. That's literally what it is. Because that's the item inside the array. Does that make sense?
Not really. I'm gonna be honest.
Awesome. I appreciate it. So when you here we're mapping over the array. You see pizza array dot map, right?
Mhm.
That's referring to this array. So it's gonna iterate over each item inside the array. What do I mean by the item? Well, we already talked about what is this array equal to? And it seems like we were getting that, right? That, right, which
Is it like looping in a sense?
it is, exactly. It's a loop. So this is what, so order one, what is order one equal to? There we
Can I have pizza with
go.
pepperoni?
That's what I'm looking for. It's equal to a sentence. Yeah, because it's calling the pizza order function, which is this thing right here. And we're passing pepperoni. Pepperoni goes here, goes down to here. It gives us a sentence. Can I have it with pepperoni? It's equal to a sentence. So, and that's why when we do this, pizza array dot push order one is a sentence, so it goes here. It puts that one. And then this one puts this one right here in the middle. So basically, it's like this. Order one is equal to that. Order two is equal to this, etc. This is all like eventually what the goal is that we can just mentally do on our own, you know? And it's not easy. It's a lot of like bouncing around. That's why I want to go over it. All right. So this is an item inside the array. This sentence right here. That's an item. Like for example, maybe let's take a step back. We'll come back to this in a second. Did I? Okay. So here, if I console log pizza array, pizza array. Let me clear this and run it. It gives us this thing, the array. So how would I get the first item? What code do I need to put here to put the first item?
You need to call it.
I am calling it kind of. That's the name of the array. And now what?
You want to do like bracket 0.
One.
Square bracket, that's your index, the first item. Right? So let me get rid of that. Okay. Let me clear the console. Okay. This is the first item. Keyword item. Okay, right there. Let me do this. Item. Clear this and run it. The item is this. That sentence. Okay, so therefore, I'm telling you that this is a loop connected to the pizza array. Now, order represents the item, which is this thing. Okay. So order is equal to one of those sentences. All right. And that will change depending on what you're looping over, you know. For our exercise right now, we are all just making sentences. But it can be an array of anything. It can be an array of numbers. It could be an array of, we'll talk about objects later on, I think. Name, analytics, whatever. It could be an array of anything. Cool. And so now we know what order is, right? It's a sentence. Because we're looping over an array of sentences. Nice. All right. So now what map does is it gives you a different array. Change it a little. Like, let's do a simple example real quick. Number array equals 1, 2, 3. So if I change this to number array, this is going to be equal to the number. I could do this. Number plus 1. Okay. So console log, I gotta get my thing. New order. This is the new order. I'm console logging it. And I run it. Undefined. Why? Let me get my thing and I'll be right back. Okay. All right, we're in business. So why is this not working? Number plus 1.
Does it have to do with the line number 21? I'm sorry, the console log.
I mean, it's, well, no, it's giving me an array, but each one is undefined. So, oh, do I have to, did I not return it, I guess? Yeah, that's why, okay.
There you go.
Okay. So, looking at this, here's my first array, 1, 2, 3. And then I did this. Who can kind of explain what happened here based off of looking at this? Look at the console log. Look at this. Look at that. Well, what exactly happened there?
Oh, because the number.
Oh,
Adding a 1 to the numbers, a number 1 to numbers.
Right. Exactly. So it gave me a new array, a different one, and I saved it in new order. So the map automatically creates a new array for you, and you can, each item inside of the array, which in this case for this one is 1, 2, and 3, you can change it in some kind of way. So number represents here 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 plus 1 is 3, etc. Right? Any questions about that? All right, all right. Cool. So that's what map does. So now, instead of the number thing, this is going to represent the order. I can name this whatever I want. This is the sentence that we created. I can have a pizza. So now I can say the order. So that's the one thing I forgot. You have to return. So I can say order, which is equal to what? What is order equal to?
The items.
Which in this case is what?
The sentence, right?
Say it again?
I said the sentence, right? Like, can I have a peek with the pepperoni or chicken or hamburger?
Exactly. Right. So it's equal to the item of the array. What's our array? Pizza array. All right, cool. So order represents, I mean, I guess I can name it better. Order sentence, something like that. So now order sentence, I can adjust it. What the heck? Sentence. And I can concatenate again, maybe. Order sentence plus, can I have a pizza topping with extra cheese? And now I can run this. Can I have pizza topping with pepperoni with extra cheese? And this is an array. Look, there's a square bracket right there. So now we have a new thing, new array, and each one we added the cheese thing. Okay. So awesome. So now what I want you guys to do for yours, we have a thing that says the first name and last name. And at the end, I want you to do a map on the array, save it in a variable. And remember the thing I want you guys to get used to. You create your variable, whatever you're going to put it, const new array equals the name of the array, pizza array in this case, dot map parentheses, enter twice, go up, tab inside, do an arrow function, curlies, and then it seems like we got to do a return. All right, and then you got to put the thing inside of here, the item, but we should be more specific so we know exactly what we're doing. And so at the end of each sentence, I want you to add, you know, I love to code. I don't know. In a string, I love to code at the each of each sentence. And then we're going to console log the variable. Okay? That makes sense?
So we have to do an array using map and
right,
and do a console log.
Yeah, I want you. It should give you a new array. At the end of each sentence, it says, "I love to code."
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right. All right, and I'll be popping in. We'll figure it out. I got your message, Brandon. That sounds good. You can just stay in the main room, I guess, and me and Carlos can hop around to figure things out here and there. All right, let's do it. Oh, Brandon not. Yeah.
Did you see the message about code spaces that they're gonna go under maintenance this Friday and Saturday?
Ooh, I did not.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm just checking that out. 'Cause there's like a bunch of projects that the students haven't submitted. Like a bunch. Yeah. I heard that. I heard that. No worries. You can stay
Oh,
here. Yes,
gotcha.
you can ask me.
Gotcha. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm actually about to check your assignments now that I see you here to see which ones I will need you to check. The
Okay.
coding guidelines one, you know how to do it?
The coding guidelines, yeah, that was a class that I missed. So yeah, it wasn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for the coding guidelines, what you can do is like resubmit one of the projects that you had already sent
Okay.
and maybe
Okay.
try to do it in a different way, but maybe try to get rid of some lines of code or whatever you feel is convenient to make it better, and that's it.
Yeah. And I think we said, honestly, I think we said we were gonna do the you guys hinted at potentially doing the resume one as that project. So I may just do that. Remember the resume project that we had that we kind of went over? Remember where we're supposed to make one resume online?
The one with the YML, the
Yeah,
one with
yeah.
the YML file.
Yeah. I may
Uh,
either use
you
that
can.
one or the IG one. What do you think?
Uh, do the IG one. Do one that makes you feel that you're actually doing something. For example,
Oh, okay.
when I had to do the coding guidelines one, what I did was the random card generator,
Yeah.
and I made it flippy. So instead of just refreshing the website, what I did is that I put a button, and once I press the button with
Yeah.
CSS, I made a like a little animation so the card will flip and it will actually show
Oh,
you. Yeah.
that's
So
cool.
it's funnier. You don't have to worry about that coding guidelines one because, well, me as a TA, what I'm looking for is something like cooler to see, you know?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, but you're free to do. I don't know if you just want to get rid of a project and just do
Gotcha. I'm
whichever you
actually
feel
gonna
is
work
gonna
on.
make you go faster. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna work on the random code because I need to submit that then the first version of that uh first. So I'm gonna work through that
Yeah.
now. And then I did the
No
first
worries.
the unit test. Yeah, I think 2 days ago I submitted that one. I think over the weekend because I was behind on that one.
All right. Yes, yes. I'm gonna try to catch up with all these projects. If you have any questions or something, just let me know.
Okay, appreciate it.
Right. I'm here, Alex.
All right.
Hmm.
All right, guys. We got everybody. Jackie, Drew, Love, Israel. Yeah, that's everybody. Okay. So really good. Now, so we have. So now I want to introduce using objects to maybe finish out the day. Can you go anywhere else? I mean, what am I supposed to do? I can't do it. All right, here we are. So, all right. So objects. Have we done anything with objects, guys? Any exercises or anything like that?
No. I know we mentioned it briefly, but no, we didn't.
Got you. Okay. Cool. So let's talk about it then. So an object is here's a common object, and I think if you just look at it, you can kind of get the basics of it. Okay. So this is an object. I think if you just look at it, kind of might make sense. Can we describe what does an object look like it does? What's the purpose?
An item that's holding information.
Nice. Yeah. Right. And so we refer to it as keys and value pairs. So here's one pair.
Okay.
The key is called, it's like the title. That's the key. Name, graduate status, age, or city. And the value is what's to the next of it.
Okay.
So the syntax is you put the name of the title, kind of, right? But called the key. And you put a colon, and whatever value you want to assign to it, it would be a the data type. So you can have a string, Boolean, a number, a string, among other things. Great.
It's like a collection of information.
Yeah.
Okay.
A car is another good example. Car, the make, the model, the engine,
Okay.
whatever. And so the way you access information from there is you put the name of the object, and you put a dot, and you put the key. So if I say name, that would be Alex. Okay. So if I run it, what's student.name? const equals. Yeah, so Alex. Yeah, and so they're incredibly common. That's an understatement. It's used literally all the time with websites and things. So I want to try to use this with our map. So we have our array. So again, you guys got this pretty quickly, which I'm glad. You put a variable, new array dot, new array equals, and you put the name of the array, pizza array dot map parentheses, and then you enter twice, go up, move in, you put your arrow, curly, then you return. Cool. Now, inside of a map, another very common thing is you can have functionality, like some logic. It's not just like you add one variable and it's done. Let's add our thing here, order, sentence. Now I can hit enter, and now I have all this space to have like some logic. So, for example, pizza topping. Let me see. Can I have pizza with pepperoni? Maybe we don't need to do some functionality quite yet, but we can reference an object. So we could say order sentence, which we talked about what that is. We have an idea now. And instead of adding a string, we can add something of this object. So we can say, can I have a pizza with pepperoni at, and put the city. So student dot city, right? At South Hadley, for, and do plus, say student dot name, something like that. Run it. Let's see. Oh, I didn't console log it. Console.log. What we got? New array. Hear that? Run it. Can I have a pizza with pepperoni at South Hadley for Alex? Cool. All right. So that makes sense about objects and how they work and all that. Pretty straightforward, right? Cool.
Yes.
Awesome. So now what I would like to do is let me think here. We're having the first and last name. Well, let's get started like this. Let's change this to person. And let's go like this. First name, last name, and let's convert our sentence with an object. So what are the sentences saying? Is this the first name and last name? Anything else?
Yeah, just first and last.
First and last. Okay, let's do first and last name. And let's put the city first name, last name, city. And we'll adjust our sentences so it does that. Like when we call the function here. Oh, where was it? No, here. So instead of a string like this, you're going to use an object to populate it. Okay, let's just do that. And then we'll come back around. Where are we at? Pick our room, sit 'em. Okay.
Brandon, by any chance, have you had any issues with code spaces
You mean as of today or over the weekend?
as of today?
No, it's been running. It's running. It hasn't knocked me out consistently like it was towards the end of last week. Are you having issues?
Yeah, super slow.
Oh man, come on. I hate when that happens.
Super
I hope
slow,
I'm
and it
good.
seems that they're gonna go under maintenance on Friday. So you
Oh,
guys
I did hear that though. Yeah.
yeah, you guys should better check that out before we finish class. I'm actually gonna tell you what the message is actually telling me.
Okay.
Never mind. It says code spaces will be undergoing maintenance in Europe and Southeast Asia. So
Oh, okay. Well,
won't apply to
absolutely
us.
fine.
Yeah, unless you're in Thailand or something like that right now, I think it won't affect us.
Mm. Interesting. I wonder if they're doing it in like zones. So they're doing the least trafficked areas first, and then at some point they'll get to the US maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, but still, there's not like plenty of people who is actually using code spaces. Most people work
Oh,
locally.
got you, got you.
I think
Interesting.
it's just, I think it's just the code spaces thing. Yeah.
All right, guys, sweet. All right, so here's what I'm thinking now. So, I think I might put this in put this in the Slack. So very often we'll find an array of objects. So a lot of times we've been doing 1, 2, 3, or Alex, Brandon, and whatever. But more often than not, that's like not good enough for a lot of cases of when you're making a website. So a lot of times we'll have an array of objects. So instead of numbers separated by commas like that, we'll have objects separated by commas. Okay. So I'll put my name of the array, student array, equals, hit enter a few times. And here's an object right here. And I'll paste it. That's one item. Like before, our item was a sentence, remember? An item can be a number. It can also be a whole freaking object. Put a comma. Look, a comma. And now I can copy this and paste it right below. And put Brandon didn't graduate yet. Pretty sure Brandon is like 47 years old. That's me just projecting on you.
I am 47.
And okay. And then we'll do one
nice.
more. So he did not graduate. Then we got Carlos, 13 years old. And he's from China, which isn't even a city, but I'm not going to change it. Okay.
Shanghai.
So,
你好，你好 Alex， 你好，和你上一上空话。
all right. So we got 3 objects in there. We couldn't put more. I'm just going to leave it like that for now. So we got one item here, one item there. Well, okay, cool. So now we can do something like this. So in our HTML, we can say h1. I can say ID name. I'll put a div. ID name. We can put p ID age and p ID city and graduated. It's a Boolean. We'll say that for later. But okay, so we'll have this. So what we can do is we have the array there. So now we can loop. So how would I? So I know that to get the first item of array is a square bracket 0, right? So how would I select this thing right here with JavaScript?
Document
get.
Good document by ID.
Everyone's about to say the same thing. That's awesome. So get element by ID name dot inner text. It could be to change what's inside of the text using JavaScript. And student array is my array. So I could say student array. How would I get the first item of an array?
Square bracket 0.
Brackets 0.
I love it. And then we know how to get that. So that equals to this. How do I get the first name now? What syntax do we use with an object?
First name dot the
person dot first name.
Yeah, that. So that first name.
Student array dot first name.
Exactly.
Student array.
That first
yeah,
name.
first name.
Right. That should work. Let's see what happens. Alex. Great. So I didn't type Alex here, but I put it in like that. Now, oh shit.
And you would have to do that for each of
Exactly.
them, right?
And that's when loops come into handy. Because instead of me, breaking my back, doing square bracket 1, 2, 3, and I can loop it, and because I'm going to do the same thing for each one, right? So now, let me see. How was I going to do this? So, okay, let's say I want to make a student page for each student, right? And I know they all have a name and an age and a city. So I know I'm going to do this each time. So if I wanted to do like inner HTML, I could do something like this, because that's a string that you can put something inside of it. So I could go like, before we do that, I can do h1 and say Alex or something, and it does that. Because inner HTML, you can put a string with HTML stuff, and it will like recognize as HTML. Cool. Now, because this is backticks, I can use variables in it. So I can go like this. And now I can put some JavaScript in here. And how did we say we did it before? Student array. Is that what it was called? Yeah, student array. Square bracket 0, the first item, dot first name, because that's an object. And we can put this in a variable. First name is equal to that. And now inside of this, I can say first name, because that's what this is. So I can run it, and it's the same thing. It's a H1. Cool. Makes sense so far? All right. So with these backticks, you can hit enter and open it up like that. And as long as it's in between the first and the last one, it honors it, you know? So you know what? It'll be simpler. We can go like this and paste it like that. Because we're gonna each student needs its own all of this, right? So now we can say ID equals student profile or something, I guess. So I want to select that with JavaScript. Student profile. I selected it. So let's create another variable. Const student HTML, I'll call it, equals this. I'll save it here. I selected it with JavaScript, this div up here. All right. So now I'm gonna say student HTML dot inner HTML. So I can change the HTML inside of it. And that's what inner HTML does. This is a string. So I can say Alex 33 Amherst and run it, and it shows that stuff. It's all HTML. I'm putting it inside of this with JavaScript. Cool. Now, because I have these backticks, I can put variables inside of this so it changes dynamically. Okay, so I could go like this, and I can say first name, right? First name. And let's change it. Let's, instead of the first line, do the second one. I hit run. Now it says Brandon, because that's the second one, index 1. All right. So cool. And so we could actually do this. Get rid of that. And instead of first name, we can call this, actually, we could get rid of this all together and just say student, well, I guess no. I'll say student object, OBJ for short, student object dot first name, and it does it. Yeah, because it's on that one still. So now I can copy that, and I can change it here like that. So this is the age. So I can say, did I call it age? Yeah, age, because of this thing. And do the same thing here. And that should be city. Run it. So that looks like that. Cool. That makes sense? Cool. Give or take?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so Right. And so
The video is going to be available for all of you
Class.
at the end of the. If you guys want to review all this,
yeah.
super
And
slow,
so
what you guys are
what I'm
doing
leading up
while on
toward,
your commute or making breakfast.
yeah. But so what I'm getting towards is the way to do all of this. This is like the older way, and you guys are going to learn React, which simplifies all of this for you. And the way I saw you guys doing your map functions that I saw, the map looping, you guys will handle this pretty good. And so, great. So this is for one student. So we have to think, we're going to do this for each one. So that means that all of this stuff we need to do for each student. Okay. So now we can say, that means if I'm doing the same thing over and over, what do I use?
For each?
Right, a loop. So my array is going to be the student array. So I say student array dot for each parentheses, just like the map. And then I hit enter twice, go up, move in. I do my arrow function, curlies. Great. Now I'm going to call this student object, because that's what it is. It's each item in this array, which is an object. All right. So that's what this represents. This is equal to this. It's like that. It's like what it is. That whole object thing. Okay. So now I don't need this anymore because I have it right here. Get rid of that. Here's my loop right here. For each object, I'm going to do the same thing. So I can, let me see, change this, put it on the top so everyone has it. And I'm going to do this thing right here for each one. So then I'm going to go like this. So student object now represents each thing it's iterating over. So student object, it's like the first iteration, it's this. It's equal to this. So when I say student object got first name, it's grabbing this one because I'm iterating over that the first time. When I say student object.age, it's getting this because that's the first iteration. But then on the second iteration, it changes to this. And now student.firstname is equal to Brandon, and age is equal to 47, and city is Alaska. That's the way it works. It's looping. But it's just hidden in that. And now we want to put this because we want to add on a plus equals, because equals overrides it. It will erase what's before. Plus equals adds on to what was already there. So we do that. And I think that might work. Yeah, so it's adding all of them, all three of them. Boom, 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 boom. And so imagine, if you have however many of these, there's like, could be a whole 4Geeks roster, for example. Who knows how many students they got? They probably got even more information than this. And it's repeating because I didn't change it, but it does it, and I don't need to do it over and over. So that's kind of, well, you'll see in React that it's the same kind of thing-ish, but it's simpler. You don't need to do, this thing is shorter right here. That's simpler for sure. Instead of a for each, you're going to do a map, which is y'all are doing pretty good. And then you don't need to do all of this. Like you'll only do this part basically, just this part right here. Dot first name dot age, for example, something like that. And you want to do this plus equal thing. It's going to be simpler, but the fundamentals is there. You have an array with a bunch of stuff in it. You're looping over each one, and you're dynamically adding it in like that. So that's kind of the concept. And yeah, y'all were doing pretty good today. And yeah, don't feel, oh my God, I need to review this video and be able to do this on my own, because you're going to do it with React and it's going to simplify it for you. So just out of this, just try to get the bigger concepts. You have an array of a bunch of stuff, and you want to create, for each one, you want to create its own little profile with HTML that has the name and the age and the city or something like that. And so you're going to loop, you're going to use a map instead of for each a map, which is similar syntax. And each one is going to have its own HTML like that. And you just dynamically add stuff inside of it. Yeah. So for next class, we'll be going into React. So they have some good exercises for you to get started. Let me see. Let me pull this up. So I have some.
I think the next project is the landing page.
The landing page, yep. This. So all that stuff I was talking about will be here. These cards. These cards will be the same. I think I might put you guys, instead of it saying card title, I would love it to say something different. Like, I don't know, Miami, LA, New York, Texas, or I don't know, something like that. Like each one says something different, but it'll be the same thing and it will loop. This will be a map loop that repeats, and you just change what it says on the inside by something similar to this. Okay. But that's the project. So definitely read up on this or look up some videos. They have this React.js tutorial thing that is great. So definitely get into that. And yeah, if you feel like you didn't quite get today's exercises about like loops and stuff and arrays and all that, I would review that and some mentoring, or go back to some of the 4Geeks practicing stuff. But yeah, it's going to be exciting, guys. This is because all this JavaScript stuff is kind of, in the beginning, it's like, okay, I'm doing these exercises and it's kind of cool, but y'all going to feel it when you're able to like loop and make cards just almost kind of magically appear. That's like the benefit of JavaScript and why it's like a strong programming language. So I'm looking forward to it. Yeah. So yeah, get primed up for React before next class if you can, and we'll tackle it there. Any other comments, Carlos? Sounds good.
Yeah. Now we're getting close to the real deal. React is awesome. Yes, it's really awesome. Imagine like if you had like different cookie molds. Yes, so it's basically gonna let you reuse and recycle a bunch of code. And everything we have done so far with the JSFiddle and the practice, like understanding the logic behind JavaScript, is certainly gonna help you guys a lot to think in a more organized way when you get to React. But it will make sense. It will make sense there. Also, something before we finish, something that Israel was pointing out is the fact that in the 4Geeks website, we have more than 100 exercises to master JavaScript that we should really encourage you to keep on practicing, no matter you are in later modules like React or you're starting to work in the backend, because there are modules that are only for the backend. But to continue with these exercises is so useful. So also thank you, Alex, for bringing these exercises and a lot more practical class than just going over the readings and all this. So thank you very much.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what did you say they were?
They're gonna be in the 4Geeks website. Israel, you said that is inside one of the projects, right?
Conditional.
I don't remember exactly the location.
Okay. Those exercises. Okay.
Yeah, let me share my
It's in
screen
the
real quick.
conditional profile part.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
I had a
Additional.
question.
Okay.
Sorry, I had a question about the what was it? The unit test JavaScript just framework.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
It's like a learn pack. So how will we submit it as a project?
Which one?
This one.
Yeah, that one.
The jest?
It's like a
Yeah.
learn pack tutorial kind of thing.
It had me made a make a repo or whatever. So I just took the URL from the repo and posted it.
So you have to fork it. So you have to open it, go like that, just like all your other projects. You do this, and you'll fork it, right?
Yeah.
So you'll fork it, go through all that, and then you'll have your learn pack stuff, and then at the end, do you have to get add commit and all that?
Yeah. Yeah, basically you guys have to commit your changes, but it's gonna be inside the fork. So for example, when I'm gonna grade those projects, which I already have with one of you, it's just to go over the learn pack thing and just get to the last stage in which I see like the last test that you guys did, in which all the mathematical operations for the currency exchange will be, and that's it. So yeah, the trick right here is to fork it. And once you fork it, that is the one that you are going to submit, not the original one, because otherwise the repo is just going to be like the boilerplate. It's going to be empty. If you have any questions, Shay, feel free to ask me through Slack. I might be able to have like sometime before class on Wednesday. If you guys have any trouble with this, you can also ask me. Or if not, remember that you also have the global mentoring sessions. You also have our private mentoring sessions. Yes, you can also ask one of the mentors if you just want to submit it like right now. Okay, but it won't be a big problem. No worries.
Yeah, you'll do learn pack start and go through all the slides, and then at the end, I think you could like hit the plus button or do Control C in the terminal and do your typical get add dot and all that, and then turn the URL. So that's. But I know what you're saying. It's weird because it's like a learn pack, but
yeah, I was confused.
It actually is kind of the same.
No, and to grade it and to grade the project is exactly as doing it, not doing it from scratch, but I have to go through the process and and just running next until I get to the last one to see if the code is there and the math is there. Yeah, so it takes a while. No worries about that one, and also about the coding guidelines. Remember that you should just resubmit one of your earlier projects. Yes, Brandon was asking me if like for example the one with the YML file is worth. Yes, you can actually resubmit any project, but my suggestion, and also that we are practicing a lot, is to try to resubmit one of the projects that you feel more entertained with, that you feel that you can do way better now that you have more experience with JavaScript. That you can put some logic. I don't know, event listeners, for example. You can take the Instagram one and add event listeners, or try to do some DOM modifications, whichever the case is. Okay, feel free to do the modifications you want and just resubmit the repo, and that will be the coding guidelines. Okay.
Awesome. So yeah, here's the thing Israel was talking about. in the conditional profile card, mastering JavaScript. So that would be great. So yeah, I would hope that for next class, it's not like you arrive and you're like, what is React? I have zero idea. Like, you probably won't be able to explain it very confidently, but I hope there's some exposure. Like you take something away from this start exercise, because what I'm thinking is I'm gonna do a demo to like introduce it, but I'm hoping that I can give a demo and then we can like go into this project for next class. So I would prioritize this over anything, the React.js tutorial. Yeah, and I'll put that in the Slack and go from there. But great class, guys. A lot of hard work going on. And I'll let y'all go. Have a great night.
Good night, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Have a good
Thank
night.
you.
Thank you very much. Good night.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.